Hey there, welcome to saas.unbound podcast. I'm your host, I'm Nadine, head of growth at SaaS Group. So you're acquire buying wonderful SaaS businesses to take them to the next level. And here I chat with inspiring founders and experts to get an inside scoop on how they made their business a success. So today with me is Tom, building MailTracker by Hunter.io, an email tracking platform for Gmail and Chrome. And honestly, a tiny little tool that I cannot now see my inbox without. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, honestly, this is not just a, shameless plug. I am not affiliated with MailTracker, but I installed it last year. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's really handy. Like I know when people are reading my emails. And then something happened. Like, I don't know, somehow I couldn't log in. Maybe it was my mistake. And it just disappeared. And I was like, well, okay, it was nice to have. And then after a week, I realized, oh my God, I don't know. I get like the biggest anxiety. Have people read my emails? Like it was so much easier. It gave me a peace of mind. So I went back, I sat down and I logged in and, and now we're back. So yeah, it's not just a nice to have for me at least. So before we jump into the whole, how you're built in it and how you got to it, let's talk about you because it's not the first rodeo. You had a great SaaS before it got acquired. So maybe you can tell a bit of that.
Yeah, sure. So the first SaaS we created, it was PixelMe. PixelMe, it was an URL shortener like Bitly, but we introduced pixel retargeting into the link. So mainly the goal was to do retargeting, for example, on Amazon, if you are sending traffic to Amazon. PixelMe, it was long story. We built the product bootstrap. We raised $1 million of euros. We moved back investor shares. So we get back out. I moved back my co-founder shares. So I was finally alone at PixelMe and I sold it for above $1 million. It was really great. It was a cool story. And at least we shared everything on Medium. So it was cool because a lot of people know the stories of PixelMe. So it was a great story.
Okay.
And yeah.
So how did you get to do MailTracker? I mean, it's the guys from Hunter.io, right? That initially created this. So how did you get a hold of it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know Francois from long time ago. So Francois is the co-founder of Hunter.io. I know him from my first company, SaaS Invaders, because we made a deal with Hunter on SaaS Invaders. And we continued to chat in the last few years. And when I sold PixelMe, I worked for the people who acquire PixelMe for a few months. And I was thinking about my next project. And we had a chat with Francois and he told me, we have MailTracker, we have a lot of users, but we don't have any paying customer. So maybe we can do something together. And I said, yes, because I love the email tracking part. I think it's really cool because email tracking can be used every day by a lot of people, different topic and different strategy. So I was really happy. And I was happy because it's not starting a product from scratch. It's starting a product with 100K user. So it's a lot and a lot of traffic. And built by a brand that a lot of people know because Hunter is really great brand. So yeah, it was really cool.
Okay. So can you maybe share, if that's possible, what is the deal basically? Did you acquire a MailTracker at the end, or what's your role?
Yeah, it's a great deal because they was really fair with me. We created a new separated company. So Hunter and MailTracker. So MailTracker was a new company. They offer me a part of the shares of the new company, and they keep a big part of the shares also. And so I'm the CEO of the company and managing like I want. So they are totally
Mm-hmm.
open for everything. We have one call per month to give an update, and they can send me some feedback or some help on some topic. But yeah, I'm totally free at MailTracker. And when I joined MailTracker, I invited Stefan, my co-founder at MailTracker, is the CTO of the company. So I give him some shares also. So we have the same number of shares today, and we are building MailTracker at 2 people.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, maybe then you can tell a little bit more of, what is actually MailTracker, because for me, it's just that thing that tells me, ding, your
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 email
email
was
has been read. Wonderful. It makes me so happy. How do you envision it?
Yeah, it's a good question. At least MailTracker is an email tracking, and we try to add more feature and to change the perspective, and we failed to do that. And because I think people just want to track the email and keep the basic of email tracking and do that perfectly. I think it's important. MailTracker can be used in a lot of situation. It can be used by people who are doing cold email, one-on-one cold email strategy. It can be used just if you are sending mail to your investor, or just if you are curious if people are opening your email. But what we can see is if you are using MailTracker correctly, you can have a lot of value on this, because the behavior of someone when someone is opening your email, it can be a lot of info. Let me give you an example. You send an email to someone, a prospecting email to selling something, and the person didn't reply, but opening your email 10 times versus opening your email 1 time. It's totally different. And the follow-up should be different. Because if the person opening your email 10 times, she is interested. So you should change something, add more something, be more complete or whatever when you will follow up. If the person opened your email 1 time, that just means she didn't understood or something like that. So you need to change completely the subject and the email, etc. So yeah, if you are doing great job with MailTracker, you can do something really, really, really cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, we have a lot of different topic and a lot of different targets. Our ICP is really large because it's all the people we are doing email on Gmail can use MailTracker, so it can be a lot.
Yeah. So your case is actually everyone from 16 to 78 with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
laptop. Okay,
Can use MailTracker.
you're a
Yeah.
nightmare of a marketer. But all right. Well, you said that, when you got the product, it was 100,000 users. The product is free. And, I've heard quite a few stories when this happened. Somebody got their product really viral and, well, it was free, right? It was like fully PLG. And what's not to like, right? 100,000 people use it, but it's not like your charity. You still need to earn money. So going from free to paid, I've heard all the scenarios out there, just completely tanking and being left with 9 paid users or something like this, or flourishing, kind of keeping 90% of those users paying for the tool. What happened in your case, and how did you introduce the first paid plan? And also, how did you decide what's left for the free users, and what is the additional value that paid customers are having?
Yeah. To be honest, when we did that, we was about, we don't know. So it's like push it and we will see, because we don't know. We have a product used by 100K people for many years for free. And from day one, we will block some user to say, now it's time to pay. So yeah, we was really afraid, but at least it was really good. So we was happy. What we did, MailTracker was 100% free, but we decided first to block some feature. So when we launched the paid plan, we say, okay, you still have unlimited email per month for free. But if you want to have the full tracking, if you want to have the whole history of the tracking, etc., you need to pay. And we introduced a lot of modal to inform people that now, if you want to do that, you need to pay. And we just launched from day to today. And we just launched the feature. And it was, I think I have a video on my phone when the first Stripe notification came, and it was a lot of people paying. And we probably had, let's say, 10 people complaining, complain about that. But most of the people was okay. Some people paid, some people doesn't pay and continue to use for free. We finally changed the way of the limitation. So now you have 20 email per month for free, and you should pay if you want more email. So we changed the value. But yeah, when we launched the paid plan, it was just, if you want the full tracking history, if you want, I don't remember exactly what other feature we limited, but we have some feature, and you should pay for that. And we grow from 0 to 10K dollar MRR in like 3 months after launching the paid plan. So it was really great. We initially thought that we will make 10 months or something like that to do that. So we was really happy. The main issue that we had, we had more people uninstalling the extension than people installing the extension. So it was a really big deal, because that means we are losing user every month. And, it's not good. Even if the MRR is growing, if we lost 3 user, it's really, really bad. So after the 3 months, we spent a lot of time to understand how we can have the same number of conversion, but 3 people happy with the product, so continue to use the product. We removed some modal, we removed some limitation to just find the perfect way where people can pay or people can stay in free and they are happy. That we discover is not the limitation that people doesn't want, it's the number of time that you are saying you are limited by the product. So the most important part is just to display at the right time, now you are limited, but the most of the time is just using the product for free and you are happy with that. So yeah, that was the big first step.
That's interesting. So kind of figuring out the customer communication and how they want to learn at what point they hit their wall was your golden point.
I don't remember exactly, but I think what we did, we send an email to say we are introducing this feature like PDF tracking and other stuff, and we change the product and we add more design, etc. So it was a little bit more complex, or the product. And at the end of the email, we say we are introducing paid plan. so it's just something like that, and I think a small number of people read our email. So it's just from day to the other day, we have just mobile and people paying for the product, and no one complaining a lot. So it was good signal, because we made the decision with Stephen to, if a lot of people complain and a lot of people uninstall the extension or give bad review on the store, we will go back and think about the strategy and push again the price. So we was really ready to go back and push back the code and just go back to the free plan and think about the strategy. But at least that worked, so we was happy.
All right. And the first time you introduced a paid plan, it was what is it, $9 per month, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How did you land on that price? Was it just kind of, because I'm thinking like when I asked that question, I kind of know the answer already, because when you go to any typical SaaS, it's smaller tools live somewhere in between like 5 to 15, and then it's 20 to 45, and then there are custom plans that go to infinity. But yeah, anyway, how did you decide on it?
Yeah, I think it was exactly the same for all the time when I choose a price. It was okay, $5 is too cheap. Let's say $9 is good, and let's say so. I think we spent like 10 minutes with Stefan to talk about the price and choose, because we know the competition was at $5 per month. Most of the competitor, we doesn't want to have this price because it's really cheap for us. And so we say, okay, let's try $9, and if people convert, we do the job. So it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then you increased it, and you went from
Yes.
9 to 20, or is it 24 now?
25.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
a steep one. Okay. So, all right. How did we land there? Was it the features? Was it, just the fact that you saw people are getting value and they're happy and they're ready to pay? Again, what was the decision there?
Yeah, that I don't remember why we choose to increase the price, but we make the decision to increase the price because we are thinking people we are using the product are really happy and they can pay more and more for the product. So we decided to increase the price in January. We was at 20K or something like that when we increased the price. And we did the process really great. So we decided to increase the price. We choose the new price, so $25, and at least it was a bad choice. I think we should choose $29, probably better, and it's probably the same for the user. They will not see the difference between the 25 to 29. And we put in the spreadsheet all the customer, and we did the math. We did the math to say, okay, if we lost, let's say 50% of the customer because of this increase, we will get new MRR. So it should be better. It's the first step. And if we decrease the conversion rate from free to paid for 50%, same, we will grow the new MRR. And we don't know about the churn, but yeah, it's the free topic. So we put every number and we say, okay, we are thinking the number are really good. We can try it. And what we did, we sent an email to all the paying customer, 100 people to 100 people to 100 people each time. And the email was really clear. We are about to increase the price in January. So, and we explain, because we are a small team of 2 people, we have a lot of users, you need to pay more, sorry. And and the strategy was, if people complain, we will offer to stay in the $9 plan. So every people complain, just simple like that. We send the email. If people complain, you can just say to stay in the $9 plan. And if people didn't complain, we will just increase the price. And the result was really great, because when I send the email to all the customer base, we had less than 5% of people want to churn because of the new price. And in this 5%, we keep 50% of this customer in the $9 plan. So at least we lost a really small number of users, and we had 10K revenue in one day, more revenue in one day. So it was really, really great for us. We was happy. And for the month after, in terms of conversion rate, it was pretty similar. We have a really small conversion rate because we are big free plan. So we have above 1% of conversion rate. So people free to paid. and that don't change too much. So it was good for us. And the churn was the same in the next month. So it was above 6%. So yeah, it was really cool.
That's pretty cool. All right. So
Yeah.
did you kind of did you tell people in November that you were changing in January, or like what was the timeline? How did you prep your customer base, if
Yeah.
anything? And also, it's a good hack. Like all the users now are like, okay, so if the prices increase, can I just email them and ask them if I can stay in my plan?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah,
Probably.
probably. It's a
All
good
right.
idea to
So,
complain.
so yeah,
Yeah,
how to prep your customer for the increase.
we did that in like middle of December, and the fact we know at the end of December we was in holidays with Stephen and I, so I continue to reply to customer, but yeah, we I think we started early December to send. I sent 100 email per every 3 days or something like that during all the December, to have everyone know before the end of the December, because we the increase was in January. So yeah, that took 1 month to have everyone. And for us it was really important to make it clear on the email, so no surprise, so we know exactly who are happy or we are not happy. We are increasing the price. So it was really important for us to do that, because when sometimes you receive an email about an increase, I think Netflix do that a lot of time, but you don't really read the email because we are changing some stuff into the product, and oh yeah, it's an increase of the price. So yeah, but yeah, for us it was really important to make this clear, and we took 1 month to advertise to everyone about the increase.
Maybe choosing December was very smart because I've read quite a bit about like the seasonality of different products, and they don't talk about sauce much, but still people are more kind of forgiving and more willing to spend before Christmas, and they're like, okay, it's not that much, happy Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, for the context, I think we have 80% of our customer in the US. So we
Okay.
know that US customer are almost more ready to pay more.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably more simple that if you do that in Europe or in France. I'm French,
Yeah.
so I can say that.
And
So,
in
yeah.
French, yes. You will get a lot of angry emails in French.
Yeah.
But all right, super cool. Another thing that I wanted to ask you is basically about I don't think we went to it too deeply, but how did you choose what you're leaving your free customers with, and what is the additional value that your paid customers have? Is it potentially some customer support that free users don't get, or maybe some features? What do you prioritize here?
Yeah. But the good news is we have a lot of users using the product. So I think it was 6 months or 8 months after launched the paid plan, we took every paying customer and every free user, and we compared the number of emails they sent per month, because we are thinking, okay, the limitation with the history and the number of open is really not valuable for the user, because at least people coming to track email per month, and the real value is when you track an email. So we are thinking to change the model and to be focused on of the number of email per month that you are able to send for free. So we put every number in the spreadsheet and we compare. And the goal of this spreadsheet, it was to understand how many email free users send per month, how many email paid customers send per month, what is the number when free user will stay happy. Let's say 80% of free user will stay happy, but 10% will convert and 10% will just move or whatever. And how many email for paying customers, they need to send per month. And we found the number, it was just 20. With 20, we know like a big part of our free users are just sending 10 email, 20 email per month for free. So it was easy because we know this number is the good number. We know people will convert and people will stay on the free plan. Because if you are sending 5 email per month, you will never pay for MailTracker because you will never pay $25 per month to send just 5 email. But if you are sending 100 email per month, you can pay. So that's where we made the decision to change that. And as usually, we just introduced that. We didn't send any email, and people was really okay with that. I think we don't have any complaint. Or if we add, I probably offer lifetime coupon. So yeah, to make customer happy. Yeah, because the MailTracker is on the Chrome store, and the Chrome store is really, really important to have good review to have. So for me, it's more important to have good review than offering a free lifetime plan for hungry user. So it's okay so please don't come to the support to ask for coupon. But yeah, we and usually when we have bad review, we send an email to all the customers that giving a bad review and trying to change the note. And we usually win. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's good care. All right. Because you were talking about this and I kept thinking that, with being in the Chrome store, like that's your growth channel, right? And again, quite a few stories here on the podcast about this, or about just pushing the product through the third-party channel where it was very challenging. Like you said, it's very important to have good reviews, and sometimes in Chrome store you get kind of promoted and you're there on the top, so it's easy to see you, and that obviously helps with growth. But then if they take it away, then you're left without this huge channel. How do you mitigate that risk?
Yeah, when I took the lead of MailTracker, we don't have any specific website for MailTracker. So we have the Hunter website and the Chrome store. But when we separated the company, I created a website for MailTracker that our 100% of our traffic came from the Chrome store at this time. So it was really important for us to make sure we will continue to grow on the Chrome store. So we spent a lot of time into the Chrome store to grow up and to change. We changed a lot the page on the Chrome store, the image, the description. We had a lot of stuff, and we found a combination that helps you to grow on the Chrome store. And we grew a lot because we doubled the number of installs per month. So I think it's great. We have more than 10K installed per month now. And yeah, you need to have a really good description. You need to have a really good image. You need to push update of your product, let's say every week, I think, a lot. You need to push a lot on the Chrome store. And you need to have a lot of review and good review and constantly new review. So it's this mix to grow on the Chrome store. But yeah, we don't want to have only this channel. So we created the website, we created the blog. The blog is like growing crazy with the blog on MailTracker website. And first, my idea was to create great content that people will love and that people will read. So Google will help us to grow with this. But that didn't work. So we spent like 1 year pushing content a lot and no result. so we changed the strategy. And the new strategy was, instead of trying to create great content. We will just create that the content people need. And we are in the market that people have a lot of questions, like how to set up my Gmail account, how to connect multiple accounts in Gmail, how to do that on Chrome, what are the most interesting extensions for Chrome, etc., etc. Really basic questions. So we have the answer, and it was boom. We just grow more and more. We doubled the number of traffic in the last 6 months, and yeah, our ranking is just growing crazy. So it's really cool, and it seems a good strategy. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like how you said it, instead of just like thinking about this perfect piece of content, we just wanted to do what people want. And I think that's the best kind of strategy, because yes, I think sometimes I run into this as well. Like, yes, I do want to talk about, different exit strategies and, the way you should structure your acquisition. But let's be honest, there are very, very few people who actually Google, how do I structure my acquisition? People Google, like, how do I sell a company? How much money does my company actually worth? Right? And that's kind of a bit more relevant and a bit more human. And that started working as well. So definitely. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. That's a very, very good tip. And I also know that you guys, well, obviously now you have this paid plan, but you introduced a free trial, and that also kind of worked magic for you. So if you can tell me a bit more.
It's a good point. And we didn't expect that. So we have some friends, they have a product called Task Board, and they have a free trial, and they have a free plan. And for me, it was strange, because if you have a free plan, you don't need a free trial. People try in free, convert when they need. So it's just basic, free, paid. And I think a lot of products are doing that. But we had some discussion with Stefan, and we say, okay, maybe we should try, because maybe people are able to start the trial because if they need more email, for example, in our case, and they will be happy and continue. So the good news is, when you are a small team of 2 people, you can just try some stuff. And I think Stefan made 2 days to code and just push the free trial. So it was really fast. And we was okay, we will try for a month and we will see what that will do. And that literally doubled the number of new paying customer per month. So it was just crazy. We doubled the number of conversion per month after introducing. I was thinking what we can add to that. The most important part, it's a free trial with the credit card. So you should put the credit card. And the second important part is, we don't have any, let's say, pricing table. We have only one plan. So every model in the product will redirect to Stripe directly to start the free trial. So you want more email, start a free trial, go to Stripe. And we try in the past to display pricing table with different pricing, and we invent some stuff to justify more pricing. And we saw the conversion decrease. So for us, the most important is straightforward to the pricing page with Stripe. And the Stripe page is good to convert. So we really double the number of conversion per month. So of course the churn increase also, but 2% or something like that. So it's really manageable, as we really double the number of new MRR per month. So and the first month we took like 5K new MRR, and we was okay if that will continue or not. And that continue every month. It's less than the first month, of course, but that continue now. So we are really happy with that. And I recommend to try the free trial.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like what you're talking about. Like, you're just 2 people. You don't need much strategy at this early stage. You want to try something, you try something, and then see how people respond. That's pretty awesome. And I think in your case, just attracting a lot more people, and you always have this new batch of people just having this. They never had your previous plan. They never knew how it was before. They get this $25 deal, or the free plan, and see how it works for them. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. All right, so I just have a couple more questions. Well, before we go there, I wanted to ask you, what's this year going to bring to MailTracker and its customers? Are they expecting a price increase? Any new features? Anything you want to announce?
That's a good question. I think we are in the situation where everything is growing well, the SEO, the website, the product. So we are about, okay, wait, let's see what's happened. So because when everything is good, you are in the position that you don't want to break something, to break something. So we are thinking to, okay, let's wait a little bit more weeks and we will see. But we know that people want to have the multi-recipient tracking. So it's the multi-recipient tracking. It's when you send an email to two or three people, you want to know who opening your email. And today we don't have this feature, and it's some work to do that. So we'll probably work on this. And at least we will probably go on the market to sell MailTracker in the next few months. So we will see if it's, because everything is running smoothly. So it's a good product. Maybe it's a good time to sell it. So we will see in the next few months.
Oh, interesting. That's a great point. Not a lot of founders actually understand it or want to or are ready to do that, because when everything's running smoothly, I mean, what's not to like, right? It's running smoothly. Maybe future is bright. So yeah, I think that's a really, really good point to explore. Was it the same for you and PixelMe?
No, it was totally different. And at least it's the reason why, because I want to do that before this point. At PixelMe, when I sold the company, I was just tired by the product, tired by running PixelMe. The growth rate was 2% per month, really, really slow. And I was alone. And so I was on a bad position. And I think you don't need to sell a company at this time, because I was able to accept bad offer. By chance, I had a good offer, and because I used the broker, and the broker find a good offer, and so it was really good. But I'm sure if I was not able to find a good buyer, I was be able to accept a bad offer. So yeah, I recommend really to sell the company when you are good, and at least I'm on the best way for MailTracker because I love the product. I love what we are building now. The numbers are really good, so maybe it's the good time to sell in the next few weeks or few months, or maybe we need to wait the 1 million point, because all the people that acquire SaaS want this. so we know maybe we need to wait this point, but yeah.
And since you're thinking about an exit, are you preparing somehow? Are you looking around? Who's buying? Is it a strategic acquisition for you?
Yeah, I always in the contact with some buyer because I know a lot. So sometimes we send some email, but we are waiting to be at the good moment, and we will be ready. We will probably use a broker, because I think brokers are really good to sell companies, so I will not buy myself. I tried for PixelMe and that failed. So yeah, I think broker are a good value for doing that. And yeah, it's when it's your baby, it's always too difficult to sell it. And so when we will be ready, we will go on the market and trying to sell.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing this. So the last two questions. First one, biggest win, biggest failure. And can it be for you as a founder or CEO or managing director? I'm thinking, I'm trying to position you somewhere, but or it can be for the company.
So biggest win for me in my life today, it's selling mail Pixel Me, not MailTracker. So yeah, not yet, because it was not easy, I think, to sell a company to above 1 million. So I know it's not the big deal that we have on LinkedIn, but in the real life, I think it's really cool to sell a company for this number. The biggest fail, that's a good question. Probably raised money for Pixel Me because that broke something in our growth, that broke something in our strategy. And I think in my professional life, the only years that I didn't love, it was when we raised the money, when we had employees to manage, when we had investor, when we have reporting, when we have so meeting with the team and etc. I love the team, but I hate to do meeting for doing meeting because you need to have a weekly meeting, etc. So probably it was a fail because it was a really bad year for me to when we raised the money and we had a lot of employees. So yeah, and for the company, the win for me it's the SEO because it's really growing and yeah, we are doing, and in terms of big picture, it's an email tracking. We are 500,000 of revenue, so I think it's really great for a small product like that. And trying to make this product always small, I think it's really great also. And the big failure for Pixel Me, it was for MailTracker. It was a few months ago. We was about to sell the product because it was like a strategy acquisition for a big company, and we failed. So it was it was a failure.
All right. Well, hopefully also learning, and now you know how those go as well. All right, and the last one is always about a hack, right? And it can be your personal one, how to manage the life of the company or life of a founder, or it can be something that works for MailTracker, growth, SEO, anything.
In terms of hack, you mean?
In terms of just, something that worked, that brought some great results, and do you think will be valuable for other founders?
Yeah, I think it's something that we are doing great with Stephen. It's we always are really fast to do some stuff. So we have an idea, we push, we try, we saw the result, and if it's good, we keep it or we just go back. So we never be afraid to launch something, to block people, to increase the price, to introduce trial. And I think for us it's great because I have a lot of friends doing SaaS with a lot of more revenue than MailTracker for sure, but they are in a position where they don't take really risk, and the revenue is just not growing anymore because they don't take big risk. They have a lot of employees, so it's not really fast to move forward, etc. So yeah, for me, when you have a startup, especially if it's bootstrapped, you can do whatever you want. You can just try, and if it's a fail, it's okay. Good. Because I mentioned a lot of things that work, but we did a lot of stuff that didn't work. For example, we launched 2 products linked to MailTracker with MailTracker, and that totally failed. We removed the product. So yeah.
Okay, so take risks, be bold, increase prices.
Increase always. Always increase pricing.
That's going to be the name for this podcast. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tom. I think it's a great story. I always, it's a great balance. Yesterday we had a podcast with Patty, CEO of DigitalOcean, who are hitting 1 billion in revenue. And now now we have MailTracker, and I think it's so interesting to see how differently in a way you look at developing products, but where the similarities also lie. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for sharing the story.
Thank you. Thank you too.
It's been fun, and take care.
Take care. Bye bye.